So, hold on a minute. We have got you set up so precariously right now. There we are. Ah, shit. Got the most precarious looking camera set up right now. So there is every chance this might be the last video you ever see because the camera might fall off. And then that would be it. Sorry for the noise, got the washing machine on. Decided to have breakfast a little bit early this morning because I am hungry and I'm gonna try and train today. I don't want to train too late, so my logic is we're gonna have some breakfast and I'm gonna go take the dog for a walk, take her out for a walk, and then, like I say, hopefully get some training done. Breakfast today, because I know you'd love to see this, I'm gonna have 100 grams of oats. I'll probably have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 strawberries kind of cut up into bits and put in. We have some 70% dark chocolate, and then we have a really kind of sad looking banana, which actually reminds me of, yeah, I'm gonna go into that one. I use a food scale for everything that I do at home. It's really worth, if you haven't got one, to invest in one. I know it sounds a little bit like over the top and people don't like weighing their food, but if you're tracking macros and trying to be accurate about stuff is something that you're kind of into, then a pair of scales is something you've got to invest into. It doesn't have to be expensive. These are just really, really basic. To be fair, they don't even really measure in grams. Well, they do, but I don't know how to make them measure in grams. I tend to measure in milliliters. Rule of thumb, a gram tends to be the equivalent of 1 ml, so I kind of get away with it. So while I'm having breakfast, I'll probably have my second coffee, and I normally, so I can't get these freaking scales to work. Yeah, when I'm having my breakfast, I tend to watch. Actually, on that one, let me know if this is weird or if anyone else out there does this. So I have this thing where I enjoy watching people play games as much as I enjoy playing games. So I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching like people play Call of Duty, people streaming. And if I'm really honest with you, I enjoy watching it more than I enjoy actually doing it myself. I think it's probably because the guys I watch are a lot better at it than I am. Actually, on that note, if anybody watching this plays Call of Duty, I haven't ever won a freaking game of Warzone. I've never won a game of Battle Royale. It hurts me to admit it. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Never, ever, ever won. So anybody who's watching this, who wants to set up a squad, who wants to kind of, we've got nothing else to do at the moment, set up a team, kind of get down to it on Warzone, and hopefully get me my first win, that'd be amazing. Please contact me down below in the comments, or of course, if you think it's weird the fact that I watch so many people play games. Yeah, and today I'm going to be talking to you about six packs, how to get them, are they worth it, and kind of like the truth and some of the most common misconceptions. I am going to be using my phone, I've got all my notes written down. I forget stuff, I'm a bit awkward and everything else, so I thought it'd be a good idea to just write some notes down and have something to refer back to. Again, it is day 34, I believe, in lockdown. It is April the 27th, I'm gonna say. The hair hasn't been cut for, I'm gonna say 6 weeks now. So for someone who has their haircut every 2 weeks, it's a bit of a shock at the moment. We're just gonna address that now before you think I look like I'm homeless. To the video, how to get 6-pack abs. So the most common misconception I find when we talk about 6-pack abs is what you need to be doing to actually get them. Let's start with the sides first. So, around your core section, your abs, you have kind of different muscle groups that make up the actual abdominals, okay? So the one that we're going to be referring to today is your rectus abdominis. So that is the actual sheet of muscle that sits at the front of your stomach that gives that 6-pack appearance. The other two that I get a lot of people to focus on most is the obliques down the side. And if you work all of these in conjunction, it's going to kind of give you that rounded, toned stomach look. Tip number 1, someone at work, I'm a personal trainer, someone comes up to me, I want to get a 6-pack. I'm doing lots of sit-ups, doing lots of crunches, but I've got, let's say, 25 to 30% body fat. So the biggest thing you want to do there is stop doing sit-ups and crunches to an extent. Sit-ups and crunches, if you've got 30% body fat, aren't going to give you a 6-pack. You've probably heard of that kind of, it's a little bit of a joke, but that I've got a 6-pack, but it's under a layer of fat. There's a lot more truth to that than you'd think. A lot of people do, like I say, that rectus abdominis muscle is there. It does not exist. However, there's going to be a layer of fat on top of it. So what you need to do before you do anything is basically burn away that layer of fat, and that's going to reveal the muscle that's lying underneath. Number two, 80% of the six pack is good lighting. So when I was doing my competition last year, there could be certain days where I don't know, like natural lighting like this isn't my friend. If I was, for example, to lift my top up right now, the six pack is not going to be as, what's the word, impressive or defined as if I was standing under a good downward lighting in a dark room where each individual line is kind of shadowed out or whatever. So bear that in mind. Everything you see on Instagram isn't completely true. A lot of what you see is just good bloody lighting. A lot of gym bathrooms and showers and that sort of stuff, don't ask me how I know, have really good lighting. Number three, the exercise selection when doing abs. So again, what I tend to find with a lot of people is they keep it really, really basic. You should treat your abdominal muscles as if you treat any other sort of muscle if you're trying to make it grow or define or make it stronger or whatever. So like I said, the center of your body, your trunk is your core of is the powerhouse of your body. Just lengthening and shortening that muscle group in a sit-up, for example, isn't going to be as effective as if you hit it all around from all different angles. So what I mean by that is, for example, you've got upper and you've got a lower part of your abs. If you're doing leg raises, if you're doing kind of like bicycle crunches, just doing all different stuff to actually hit the muscle group and keep it guessing, keep it mixed up, keep some variety, rather than just hitting that one kind of movement which most people do, which actually a sit-up, in my opinion, isn't the most effective movement that you can possibly do. And I'll touch upon this in a later video when gyms actually reopen. You need to stop putting your ab session right at the end of your workout, doing 3 sets of 20 sit-ups, job done. If you were trying to get your chest to grow, would you hit your chest that way? Would you think, right, I want my chest to get as big, as strong as possible, I'm gonna do 1 set of push-ups just for 5 minutes, and job done. If you wouldn't treat your chest that way, why would you treat your abs that way? You need to be hitting them at you just need enough volume, enough stimulus, enough load, add some weight, mix it up, add the variety, and like I say, just keep it mixed up to keep your body growing. So just to summarize, guys, for six-pack abs, body fat is the biggest kind of thing that's gonna come in here. Have you ever noticed how you can get some really skinny guys, but they all tend to have this six-pack? It's because there's zero body fat on. That's all it comes down to. It's not because they're shredded. It's not because they've got a big six-pack. It's just because there's nothing else there other than that bare sheet of muscle. Body fat is the biggest thing you're going to be wanting to be working on here. The biggest way to burn body fat is by getting in a calorie deficit. Genetics play a big part as well in terms of, again, the perfect six-pack is good genetics. So anybody can get a six-pack to an extent. However, the actual definition of how that six-pack looks is completely down to your kind of genetic makeup. So for example, again, when I get a six-pack, you kind of have like one big chunk and then there's kind of 2 that come down. So that's just, I can't out-train that. There's nothing I can do about that. I have friends who kind of have like lines all over the place, and that's just the way the muscle is put together. And like I said, that's just the cards you're given. There's nothing you can do about it. It's very, I don't know, if you do ever see somebody with like a perfectly symmetrical six-pack, they're just blessed with good genetics. There's no amount of training that can make that happen, unfortunately. Finally, mix that training up. Give your abdominal muscle group the respect it deserves by actually giving it the workout that it needs. Stop fanning about at the end of a session and doing 3 sets of 20 sit-ups and expecting to get a six-pack out of it. You want to be mixing up, do 3 sets of 20 crunches, then do 2 sets of 10 leg raises, then do a couple of minutes of planking either side of it. You want to be putting that stimulus on, and that is what your body needs to grow. But like I said, on top of that, you need to be reducing your body fat percentage by getting into a calorie deficit, eating healthy and eating nutrient-dense foods. I had this conversation with a client this morning. If the best you can do right now is just ticking the box, whether that box be making sure you're getting out and doing your 10,000 steps in a day, or whether that box being making sure you're not eating crap food, or whatever it might be, just ticking those boxes is better than not ticking those boxes at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all talking about making progress and everything else. If, like, your progress, the best you can manage is just not going backwards, and just ticking those boxes, however minor or major they may be, like that's good enough. On that note, I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you were able to take something from it. There wasn't a great deal of stuff that's happened once the world opens back up again. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer. I like to kind of think we're coming towards the light at the end of the tunnel right now, or there is some sort of end in sight. Well, the end is going to be different for different people, but it's just important to stay positive, keep your chins up, be true to yourself. Keep ticking in boxes. I'm still out of breath. Keep ticking in boxes. Try and implement them habits and keep them habits going. And with that in mind, guys, thank you so much for watching again. Please like, please subscribe. Be healthy, be happy, and of course, be better. Thank you so much.